Hello, my name is Trotter. Welcome to part 4 of the Roman Cathedral tutorial. Let's pick up right where we left off. So we had just finished this phase last time, and today we're going to be doing, I think, what is probably going to be the most difficult portion of the tutorial because we're going to be doing all the inner dome work as well. But on top of that, we are going to be constructing the exterior finishing details, which this central section is going to require a lot of different things on it. So as per the usual way we have been going, we are going to, of course, be going up 2 blocks at a time. And we're going to start on this familiar corner over here and take a look at what's new. So we've got these little decorative finials right here with some more dye right there. And put a little torch in there for a little accent lighting if you want to. And that will be those complete. We are almost finishing off the central pediments right here with the patterns and everything just repeating, coming up to an apex here. On the side, of course, the details for the tiled roof made out of copper slabs and dark prismarine. Looks like this here. Same way on the other side here. And it, of course, is connecting to this section back here. And for context, let me just place down a couple of slabs right there, so you can get that measured out. It should match up with the stairwell we were building down here from the last part, which we put this floor in the last part as well. So before we do the interior details, let's swing around and take a look at the outside first, and then we will head on over to the inside. So here we are going to have some little diorite columns, well, pilasters. They're attached to the wall, so they're called pilasters. We've got some column bases down here, and we're starting column just right there. And these columns on the exterior, by the way, they're going to match the same design as these ones here did on the inside, except we're going to be using them for decoration on the outside. So they should be 6 blocks tall for the diorite column drums here, but we also have some windows that we are inserting here. And just to make it look a little cleaner, I put a baseboard down here of oak tree trunks on the sides, like so. But if you want to, you can eliminate those if you want to just stand here like that. And I think if you do that, you might want to just move that down there. Might look okay. Now that I'm sitting here looking at it, that would be an acceptable change if you wanted to do that. I will leave it up to you to how exactly you want to do your windows. But let's take a top-down view right here from the edge. We need to go kind of slow on this phase here, and probably on all the phases today. We need to go rather slow, take our time, make sure we get good views of the sections that we need to build. Because while they are mostly repetitive, some of these little intersections can be quite tricky. Because we've got this intersection here where this window is kind of crammed up against this roof here for the central section. Right there, another little pediment there. And of course, you remember we have our center line going down that direction there, so everything over here is just a copy, but mirrored, of what you've got over here. If you end up having a couple of blocks different than what I have, don't worry about that. Just make it, just build it the same way 3 more times. I imagine everyone that builds this, their building will end up looking a little bit different here from the reference model. And that's completely okay. You can put your little stamp on it if you want to change the design. I've seen sometimes people share images with me of things that they built and changed from the original design. So I'm just here to present you this original design, but do feel free to make creative changes if your tastes are different than mine. And moving along here on the front section, see we just got repeating bays of windows and pilasters there. We would have another pilaster here, except this roof gets in the way. And we have to kind of squish this into the building, like so here. So here is the interface with that. you know where the roof tile design goes. And of course, here we have the central pediment again. It shares the same design as the ones on the side, except it's going to take longer to come up to an apex. Of course, here we have our golden cross forming there, because it is a cathedral. Over here on the side, we do have these sculptural acroterions. I've not really done a tutorial on these. Just to go down here. I think I would have shown you the last part of that in the last phase. So here's going to be the next phase of that there. And going up another block, we can take a look at the one over here. Like so. And if you've done any of my Roman temples before, you should already know how to build those. It's just a copied and pasted design. From that, of course, so this back here is filled with cobblestone. But, as I said previously, if you want to leave this hollow back here, you can. And save yourself some cobblestone. There is quite a big space to do that. Let's leave the wooden section over here until last. Let's go on the inside now and take a look at the details here. So let's start in the middle. I think I referenced that the eagle statues here, they have their own tutorial. Of course, they're made out of like cobblestone and diorite in that tutorial. But I'll just give you a quick view of those here. Now, a quick note: if you are going to build the diamond eagles, you may want to keep watch on the tail feathers back here. Because, as I've regrettably found out, this is where people will take diamonds from first. They will take them from not the wings, because that'll be very noticeable. They will just chip a few off the back. So you want to be careful about that. But we need to look at the wall design here at the back, starting from our center line, right there. With lapis and gold ore, turning the corner here. We've got, I forgot what that's called. It's calcite, right? Yes. Calcite and obsidian and gold ore. Well, the old texture for gold ore. I still prefer it to the newer one. And let's take a real close look here at the details for the dome. So last time, actually, I think this is going to be an easy phase for that. Last time we finished these difficult sections here for these 3 half domes inside the larger half dome. And for this one, it looks like we're just stacking up blue lapis and gold ore on top of that. Just straight up on the foundations we did before. There's not any curve to that at this point. Okay. So it's not going to be too bad. Let me give you a top-down view here so you can count the gold ores. We got, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, and then that looks like 7. Of course, this here is our center line on the long side, right there. And let's go back over here to the main center line and take a look at the corridor. So, I've said before, the interior wooden things on here are highly optional. You do not have to add these if you do not want them, or you can decorate them some other way. But if you want to build the original design, I will just go through here and show you. We have a very slim connecting access corridor, because even though we do have a lot of space over here, in this little tight section right here, we only had 1 block of clearance to be able to put a corridor through here and have something nice on both sides with the window and everything. And of course, the interior over here. So the design for this is all going to be the same. Around all the windows, you want to put the same vertical tree trunks and then the horizontal ones, and then fill in the walls. Any place you see exposed cobblestone, just to put wood planks over the top of that. And then just bend it around, cover your windows, however you choose to do. And the same thing applies over here. At this section, by the way, we have this little doorway. And this leads up to just a very simple and circuitous path to get up to what is going to be the large dome area, which is mostly undecorated with anything. It's just sort of a attic crawl space. I'll just give you a view of this here. Like so. And then down the corridor, just mirror everything on both sides. All right, I think that was a good warm-up for part 4. I think we covered everything in enough detail. So we can go on to the next phase. All right, and I don't know if we'll get to that phase today. There's going to be one more phase where I made a mistake and only sliced it once instead of for 2 blocks. I'll try and point that out to you when I get there, if I figure out which one it is. So let's start over here. So we are finishing the apex point here of our triangular pediment. As you see, of course, we have our tympanum here in the middle. This section with the diorite and the gold. That's what that word refers to, by the way. Tympanum refers to the inset triangular section of these Greek pediments. Normally, there would be sculptures or something in there, but, because, well, Minecraft, we've only got so many blocks, so I just went with a simple golden cross design and some colorful golden scrolls along the sides there. Of course, we had even less room here, so we've just got a simple roundel and some very simple, just a suggestion of something over there. Of course, if you want to get creative with stairs and half slabs and encrust these things with sculptural detail, do feel free to do that. I think that would look quite nice. But I thought it was going to be a little much for a tutorial. It's already a highly difficult building, so I kind of left those out of this design. Over here, of course, we do have these little sections where we're going to be putting more acroterions here at the top. Unless I'm mistaken, we're going to be building those again, just over here. So I'll give you a good view of that. Right there. As you can see, we are continuing with alternating on the exterior walls of the stone bricks and the cobblestone. Like so. We will just go across the front. The windows are the same as all the windows we've done before. It's alternating with the panes and the full blocks, as you see. And let's just build a series of 3 windows. Well, no, wait. Let's back up. Build a series of 4 windows and 5 pilasters attached to the wall. Over here, and none right here because, of course, we have the roof slamming into the wall of the building, so there was just no room for a window. I mean, there's no room on the other side of this for a window either. I did try and fit the interior to the exterior as tightly as I could. We still have, really big gaps in some places, but I have tried to make good use of the space that we had. So there wasn't too much dead space. I think if we were going to be building this in reality, this entire attic section, instead of that being filled with cobblestone, obviously, we would be filling it with wooden support beams, most likely. Much like they would do in a medieval cathedral. We would be doing that because we remember to solve the problems in this building, we disconnected the interior from the exterior, which means we have void spaces, so we would have to fill that with wooden support beams, I think. But if you have elected to not build any of the interior stuff and have left this mostly hollow, you can make your building more accurate than this one by adding your own wooden beams and structural supports. I will leave it up to you. That for the builders among you, that might be a fun challenge. Let's go over here and take a look at this side here. So we have, 3 more pilasters, 3 windows. Just a suggestion of a pilaster here along the center line over here. And then finishing the pediment and the tympanum here. You can see it all meets at a very satisfying point right there. And behind here, it's just the same design as we did for that section over there. And here's the detail where it meets the building. And do remember if at any point things get a little bit confusing because we are on a very difficult and advanced phase of the build, and also a very difficult and advanced building. If you have difficulty and can't follow from the video, do please refer to the download reference model. But if for some reason you can't do that, just use your best guess and fill in whatever you think looks good. It's no need to be exact. Remember, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. I need to remember that myself sometimes. I don't think I really did that when I was doing this building. That's why it took so long to make. Anyway, that aside, I think I need to give you a look at these acroterions here. Let me shear off this section there so you can see it at a 1 block level. I think we're just building the body right there. And then on top of that, we're adding a hint of a head here and some wings coming off of that there. I didn't get too detailed with these with stairs and half slabs and everything. You can do that if you want to. But in general, I have stopped using stairs and half slabs on my statues. All right, so main center line along the front right here. Building up the wall back here underneath the barrel vault. We are coming in 2 more blocks again to represent the arc of the barrel vault here. Right there. Here we have just a little hint of 2 blocks of lapis because this is the beginning of a very important section called the pendentive. It's going to be a structural triangular section that will be here, which will allow us to put the round peg of the dome inside the square hole. And we have down here is what that works. So it's a very key architectural point, the pendentive. It allows us to do all sorts of interesting things. The Byzantines did a lot with that. And over here on the side, you can see we are continuing that, and we now have a lot of blocks because we are building now what is going to be the 2 half domes on either side of the building right there. So let's give you a long, slow look here. Remember, we're just focusing in on this 2 block section here. Use what you've got below that as a guide. And now if you have 1 block out, one direction or another, it's probably not going to matter. Just, like a 1 block error. So just do your best. We'll take a look at this from the top down in a moment. Let me just show you this from the bottom. Going very slowly till we get to the center line, which is, I think, right here. All right, let's follow that back around. Show you that from the top. All right, that's all we've got for the interior. Let's take a look at now the inside. So we finished off this little hallway here. Like so. I just added some half slabs here and a suggestion of some beams there. Like that. It's a very small detail, not particularly important, but I wanted to include it. Now I'll just give you a good panning view of the wall details around here. As I've said before, no need to follow them exactly. If you want to have a different design and different materials up here, do feel free to do so. Our access ladder shaft right there. Along our center line, so let's take a look here. For the details around the windows, and we have, of course, a couple of pillars. Some wooden pillars here for support for the roof and everything. And now let me give you a good top-down view of this entire sequence. All right, let's do the same over here so we can kind of take a step back and take stock of where we are at so far. All right, I think that's good enough. And we will move on to the next phase. Okay. Let's start again. Let's start right here. So we are doing, okay, that's exactly what I thought we were doing. So to save a little bit of time, let's take a look at a finished acroterion right here. And I took too much off of it. So we finished that phase on the last time. So for this one, you need to add just 2 blocks here for the head. And then just, I think, 3 blocks here for the wingtips. Right there to get that. And once you've got one of those, you're going to be building a lot of these. So build another one right here. You can see you already have the same base down there that you do right here. So just build another one of those according to that same pattern. Back here for the windows, we have some upside down stone brick stairs right here and some diorite behind the pilasters here because we are going to have some arches for an arcade that will be built right there. And of course, details for the windows behind that. Same deal for all of the arcades and windows, like you see. And just a flat wall right here. And a little bit more, we're going to have an arcade right here. Of course, this is our main center line along the front, right there. So let me give you a good view of this. We're going to be finished with the roof on this section, I think, in the next phase. But as I've remarked before, we just have the repeating pattern of the full blocks and the half slabs for the roof tiles. Indeed, over here, we do have a simpler acroterion here for the side. We just have another one of these, like this thing down here. Build another one right here for that right there. And that will be the end of that. And as you can see, also, we have more arcades that we have been building on this side. Exact same details as the ones along the front. Just build those in a repeating pattern as long as they meet at the middle right there. All right, not too difficult. Let's take a look at the inside now. All right, so details back here. As you can see now behind the eagles, I've arranged the gold ore to sort of be a light ray starburst pattern. Behind those, it's as close as we can get, sort of like a lens flare in Minecraft. I think this will also, there may be a couple more blocks, but this will probably also finish off your diamond eagles if you've chosen to build these. If you want to put some other statue up here or just no statue, you can also do that. I thought they looked pretty good here, though. They were a nice size and fit for this space. But over here, by the wall, we're now coming out 1 block and then 1 block more to build our arch there, and then we're building a little bit more of our pendentive here, and a little bit more of the arch right there. Same detail. This arch here should match this one over here. And behind that, of course, we have all the different details for the dome, the half domes. So let's go and take a look at this. Very slowly. Probably going to have to do a lot of pausing and referencing the screen and everything. I understand. Going to be very challenging. All right. Let's take a look here now. Going the other direction from the top. All right. Now let's take a look at the hallway back here. So I think this extends up too far. That definitely does. Now, if you want to, you can just fill that in with cobblestone, I think. Because the interior wall ends like right here. So that's probably a mistake when I was copying and pasting things. I don't think you need to build this this section back here. You can just leave that empty or as cobblestone. The good news is for the interior of this, just go around and stack up wood and oak tree trunks just right on top of all the other ones. As you can see, the pattern is the same. It's just 2 blocks taller than what you've previously done. All right, that'll save us a bit of time, which we can use for the next phase. All right, over here, I've already told you to build another one of those, like that one over there. So we'll start with the corner of the building. Start with the arcades, actually. So we're building these little Roman arches here, like so. 2 blocks, then 1 block, then 3, 1, and 2. And 2 blocks in thickness, by the way. And we're also finishing off our windows. We were on this block level down here last time. So you want to do 1 more block level of windows and then just finish the thing off with some cobblestone on top of that. And do the same for all the other windows. For all the other plasters, you want to do 1 more block of diorite for a total of 6 blocks diorite in total. Right here. And then start doing upside down cobblestone stairs, which of course represent our Corinthian capital Acanthus leaves. Well, you know, Minecraft. This is as good as we can get for acanthus leaves. You know, they look good from a distance. And do all the arcades the same as you did the others. Right here, and oh, I think that's a mistake. Is that a mistake? There should have probably been. I wonder why that didn't happen. Oh, I found a mistake. Well, it's kind of a mistake. Well, you can see here we are labeling. We are alternating the stone bricks and the cobble here, but for some reason, these blocks right here, that should be stone bricks, but it's cobble. Huh. Well, a little detail I missed on my part, so you want to make yours a little bit extra accurate. You can put a band of cobblestone there, stone bricks where the redstone is, right there, and maybe continue it across here. Let me give you a good close look here. So we have an interface here where an arcade is squished in with the top of this pediment at the front here. I'll try and give you a good view of this. It's not a particularly crucial segment of the building. Just kind of use your best guess and build whatever you think you can that resembles that there, and that'll be good enough. Now along the front here, we of course have another one of these little platforms, 3x5, I think. We're finishing off the front pediment. As you can see, we've been building this for quite a while, but it will now be done. In fact, let's land and take stock. We can see now at this phase here, our building is really coming together. We've got quite an impressive lower section here. It's going to look really nice once we get the dome going up there. That's not going to be this episode, though. I think we're going to make quite that much progress, but we will get to it. Here, so of course we have this little platform for yet another sculptural acroterion. Not like that one. It's going to be a different one. And then just straight cobble to the back, and some slabs on top of that for a little detail. All right, let's go around here and take a look at the sides. All these arcades are the same as the ones around front. They just happen to meet at a pillar in the middle instead of having another arcade in the middle. That's just how that worked. And it looks like I also missed putting the stone bricks at this level here. So I didn't miss it on the corners here, but somehow I missed it there. Let's now go inside and take a look at what we've got. So right here along our main center line, the detail for the wall there. And now for the arch again, we're just building 2 blocks like we did before, just overhang that one. Right there like that. Here's a bit more detail for the pendentive. You can see we've now got 3 gold ore blocks here in the center, like so. And you want to build the other arch here, like the one we have over there. And now we need to slow down and take a look at the half dome again. So we're gonna take a look at this from below and then from above. We're gonna go really slow. As you can see, this is not a mistake. We do have some ribbing in these domes I installed that's going to hang out a little bit. So you want to try and build it exactly like that if you can. Like so there, and this here is going to be our center line. So let's take a look at this from the top down again. Right there, and there we are for the interior of the cathedral there. So let's take a look at the side rooms over here. Of course, as we have finished building the windows, we of course want to cap them off with some tree trunks on their side there. And there wasn't really much to do here, I suppose. Yeah, because we have this big tall window here, we have a very vertigo-inducing hallway right there. There's probably enough space here if you wanted to make 2 levels. Up here you could. I elected not to. I thought it might be a little too complex for the structure, but if you want to put in another floor somewhere around there, maybe that's an idea for you. Here we want to have some wooden acanthus leaves with the upside down stairs here, some carved oak Corinthian capitals here for our little decorative columns we've got going on down there. Like so. And then of course over here we have the door to our little access ladder passageway there, for that just going straight up. And I think that is all there's going to be for that, so we can move on to the next phase. All right, I've already covered this thing. Let's move on to the building. So you can see here we are now putting a big line of diorite all the way around the building at this point. As you can see, we've reached a key level where we will be putting on the ceiling for that there, which I will get to later. And we are getting ready to start doing the outer transitional layer, which will let us start putting on the roof design for this section, which is going to lead us up to the dome, which I don't think we're going to get to that in this episode, but we will get as far as we can. So for the arcades here, you want to put upside down stairs here again for the acanthus leaves, and that will finish off those. And then of course on top of that, what do we put? Right, we put an entablature. So we're going to be putting a wrapping entablature section all the way around the building, and that is what this lintel of diorite is going to be. Now some of these sections here, like there, the diorite is not visible from that section, so you can save yourself a little bit of materials if you want to leave that hollow, since it is capped off down here by this archway. But once you have done one of those, you want to do all of the other arcades for the archways and the column tops just the same as the others. And you want to have this, the middle one just hop straight over the roof here that we are getting ready to finish. I need to talk to you a little bit about about this decorative finial here. I'll just take some blocks off of that. And it starts that way, and then you can refer back to how it was a minute ago to get the next section. All right, over here on the corner is the same design for the arcades. as we have along the front, with the diorite and everything. And I believe on the last phase we are finished with all of these little side pediments here. Except for that acroteria on there. Those should all be complete. And once we do the sculptures here, all of these will be complete, and we will be only focusing on this transitional section here. We have to find some way to square off all of the round parts on the inside. Now here in the middle, we have our wall right there, and our arch. We're going to be building another 1 block hangover for the arch, and then you want to jump to 2 blocks right there. A view here of our pendentive. We have a nice glowy block of glowstone there in the middle. And of course we have a triangle of sorts, a sort of a 45-degree tilted and slanted and warped triangle here in the middle of our pendentive, with the lapis edged out around that. Another arch over here, just the same design as the other one. But now we need to slow down and take a look at the half dome here. Now we've got a couple of blocks of lapis there and a bit of gold for the ribbing details. Here, it's kind of a dark block. So I will go really slow. Take a look at it from the top in a moment. Of course, here is our center line running through the building right there. And we'll take a look at the lapis from the top now. I think the gold ribbing will help keep you in line when you are building this. Domes are always tough in Minecraft. So do your best. If you get frustrated, just stop building it for a while and come back to it later. What I always do. And now we need to go and take a look at the ceiling inside here. So it's a very simple ceiling design. Everywhere you see, for the most part, everywhere that you see a place, you can add the cross beams and then add oak half slabs there for the coffers. Oh, I was on the wrong level. Thought that looked wrong. No, I'm supposed to be in this hallway here is where I thought it was. Okay. So we've already covered that, but we take a look here at the ceiling design here. As you can see, we just want to connect all of the wooden beams together wherever we can, and then put oak half slabs in between those to represent some coffers. That's what this design is called, by the way. If you have like beams and then recessed spaces in the middle here, like square recesses, these are called coffers. I think the origin of the word is like sort of like a coffin, actually. It's a wooden box to put things in. Yeah, kind of morbid. Anyway, let's move on from that. And I will let you finish that to whatever detail you desire. How do I get out of here? Let's actually go over here. And so let's take the ladder up, like so. And that'll bring us that over here. Now we have a stupendous amount of cobblestone right here, which of course, as we've been going along, you don't particularly need to build. But it will just end up being more void space probably in your build. And I can still talk, so let's move on to the next phase. All right, over here on the corner, wherever you did your diorite, then I think you want to probably build a layer of cobble and then face it with a string course of upside down stone brick stairs all the way around the building. You want to wrap it around the corners right here, and then just bang straight right across there. And then on top of that, directly on top of where you put your first level of diorite, you want to put another one. Like so, and then wrap that all the way around the building. This is one of those places where I use too much diorite. right there. You don't need to use 3 blocks thick layers. Just put 1 block thick layer of diorite right there, all the way around the building, and that will be the exterior phase of this done. Not too bad. That's going to be probably the easiest exterior phase we have done since we started laying out the foundation, I think. Over here, let's take a look at the aquaterion on the front of the building, like so. And we'll do one of these reverse time lapses because I'm too lazy to reverse it. So here's how it looks on the top, and if I just shear that off there, here is how it looks before you build that. There we go. Hopefully that wasn't too low effort. Over here on the inside, as you can see, we are finishing off these arches. Very important step here. As you can see, so for this, we're of course coming in 3 blocks with the same pattern, and then 3 blocks on the other side, and then just jump the gap in the middle with, 7 blocks there. And do the same over here for the central arch here as well. And then here is detail on the pendentive. As you can see, we've got a bit more edged out of lapis here, and then we have a gold ore on top of that there, like so. And now, as you can, if I get a little altitude on this, as you can clearly see, what we have done is we have successfully inserted a round peg into a square hole. As you can see, that is extremely round. And this down here is extremely, well, it's not square, it's more rectangular. But that aside, if you take out the side portions, it would be square. So that's what the architectural pendentive allows us to do. Very important innovation in architectural design. Let's see, we need to take a look at the half domes over here. So once you build those, we can kind of use our finished archway here as a guide. For this section, a lot of what we're doing now is going to be flat, like you see. So I will try and give you the best views I can on this. We'll go really slow. There's not too much to build now though, because the dome is almost finished, as you can see. So indeed, right along here is our center line. So there's just this section here for you to build. Right there. Now let's take a look at this from the top. Like so. And there we have it. That wasn't too bad. Let's go on to another phase. I think we can get a little bit more done before we stop today. It's a tricky phase, but I think that you will be able to accomplish it. So on the exterior, more good news. Build another layer of diorite, like you see here, until you have 2. All the way around the building, just wrap it around the front, wrap it around the sides and the corners here, and you are done. And then build another string course. This level here, what you did with this, build exactly another one, exactly the same, right above that, right there. There. Not too bad. So we're going to do another lazy reverse time lapse here. So here's the front of this here for the aquaterion. And here's how it looks before you build that. Right there. Not too bad. As you can see, I just filled all this in with cobblestone because we're getting ready to build the roof sections over there on the next phase. But there's going to be a bit of void space between where we finish building the rooms down there and where the roof starts. So it's probably enough if you want to extend the ceilings of the roof up there and put in maybe a split level floor. So let's get a little altitude on this. So as you can see now, this section looks very, very circular. And that is because now that we have finished the pendentives, we are going to start building the dome. In fact, let's get down here. So your building should resemble something like this by this point in the tutorial. If you somehow ended up with a dirt and cobblestone monstrosity, I mean, what can I say? You know, the instructions were unclear, but you know, I did my best. You may need to refer to the reference model There's only so much that I can do to help you with such a large building. I'm turned around. Where am I? Okay. So let's take a look here along the center line. So we can use our finished arch here as a guide. And then we want to build a ring of cobble. That's not cobble. Obsidian. I looked directly at this and called it cobble. We want to build a ring of cobble. I did it again. You know, a professional would probably edit this out. You want to build a ring of obsidian, like so, and then diorite. Goodness sake. And then lapis on top of that. And then we want to, that's going to be what, 7 blocks, and then 3 blocks, and then 2, and then a diagonal of 4. I probably used too much. Back there, and then 2, 3, and 7. And you want to make a ring of that with your obsidian and lapis, like so. And that is going to form the bottom of the base of the dome, I think. But since I can apparently no longer tell obsidian and cobblestone apart from each other, I think this is going to be a good spot to end the episode today. So I hope your build is going very good. And I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.